So hey, let's talk DMRs. Designated Marksman Rifles are a subclass of assault rifle that offers high damage but with a low magazine capacity and lower ammo pickup. The M308 is by far the most popular of the bunch, but there's plenty of options, so let's look at two different builds for them. Let's start with this first build's skills. My core skills are Aced Aggressive Reload for quicker reloads, Aced Bullseye and Basic Iron Man for some armor, but not too much armor, just give it a minute. Basic Surefire because those 15 rounds make a big difference with DMRs versus, say, LMGs. Aced Shockproof as not waste my ammo when tasers are afoot. Aced Specialized Killing because OBS. And the basic detection skills. Last up in Fugitive, I've got Gun Nut, Aced 9 lives, and yep, that's the Anarchist melee stuff. So, understandably, our perk deck is Anarchist. 206 armor right out of the gate. We've got plenty of crit and dodge chance capabilities, and it's a DMR build. So let's go move on to the hardware I have on offer. My primary is the Gallant Rifle. This is a new DLC-free DMR that's been making waves in the community, and for a good reason. This M1 Garand's pickup rate is great, and we can mod it down for intense concealment. I've got a tanker barrel, the bigger and better suppressor, and the mag pouch stock. And that's it. We could switch around some skills to get Optical Illusions aced, and that would bring the Gallant in this build down to 4 detection and 10 more dodge and crit versus 8%, but it's just a 2% difference, and I'd be sacrificing skills for the sake of 2%. It's not worth it. Our secondary could be just about any other pistol, but I'm taking the Parabellum. It can't take a silencer, sure, but that doesn't make it bad. This gun does revolver level damage, but it has a magazine, meaning Gun Nut takes this Luger up to 13 rounds in a mag with 31 concealment. Say what you will about the broomstick, but it can't touch this type of crazy. All I've done is give it a short barrel, and I'm done. It doesn't need much to become a proper head shredder. My throwable is Molotovs, and I'm bringing the Ice Pick with me as my melee. Wait, utilitarian melee, old school throwable, vintage weapon. Did I just make a World War II build? Well, even if we're relying on weapons from over 70 years ago, we're still borderline unstoppable. We're already one-shotting most enemies out on the field on Death Wish or below. With crits added, we're also making short work of any special units. The Gallant reloads fastest from empty, so make sure to deplete the mag. Appreciate that sound design. Thwack a guy with the pick, and we can get everything loaded in a matter of seconds. This is a great build, and it's technically DLC free if you bring the El Verdugo and use a smaller suppressor on the Gallant, or play around and get Optical Illusions aced, so there's that. So, what about our second build? Well, this one's a bit different, even for two different build standards, as it's technically not even my build. It's a friend's DMR build. He wanted me to play around with it, and I've made some changes to this build to make it fit my playstyle a little bit more, but I've included a link to the actual proper build in the description. My core skills in Mastermind are Confident, Joker, Aced, and Hostage Taker, along with Aggressive Reload, Aced, and Basic Partners in Crime. Jokers and Health Regen make for a potent combo on higher difficulties, and even after a series of nerfs, converted enemies are still a great choice. Over in Enforcer, I'm grabbing Aced Transporter, Die Hard, Shock and Awe, and Basic Iron Man, along with Extra Lead and Fully Loaded. We're really pushing for every bit of ammo and armor we can get, which really helps DMRs other than the Gallant stay viable for a longer time in battle. After investing in only basic specialized killing, I'm ending in Fugitive with Ace 9 lives, Gun Nut, and one-handed talent. You wanna know what my primary is? Well, say hello to my little friend. This gun came with the Scarface character pack and is by far the most technically advanced gun in Payday. On the surface, it's a mediocre M308 skin with less ammo, but notice it's got an underbarrel. We press 4 or down on a D-pad if you're using a gamepad or just on a console. We switch to the underbarrel launcher and can now fire 1300 damage grenades, not unlike the GL40. The key drawback with the little friend is its ammo conservation in a lot of ways. This thing counts as 2 weapons, so when it's totally empty, it uses up twice as much ammo from an ammo bag versus any other DMR. That said, the launcher in the little friend actually picks up ammo really efficiently, so we should always have a couple grenades on hand. I've attached a bigger and better suppressor, military laser module, but you should probably be using an LED combo if you got one to spare, and the speculator sight, and that's all the additions I'm making to this gun. As for the sidearm, originally this build ditched specialized killing and a couple other skills for Aced Partners in Crime and some pistol skills, and it went with the Castigo. And there's nothing wrong with that in the slightest, but I took silencer skills and I want to make the most of them, especially with one-handed talent and Gun Nut. So I'm going with the Strike Pistol. It's a bit of a weird choice, but between the silencer, one-handed talent, and Gun Nut, This thing is doing 60 damage a round, 1,364 rounds a minute, and incidentally 1364 damage per second. I love easy numbers. And ultimately is just completely devoiding rooms of all life. That's right, the Strike has a higher rate of fire than the Buzzsaw. I've given my portable death machine, the Jungle Ninja Suppressor, a stability boost, combined module, ergo grip, extended mag, red dot sight, and its ugly weird stock thing to round things off. This is an insane handgun. It puts out the second most lead of any gun in the game, but I mean, we're already running a weird build. We might as well go all the way, you know? My throwable is Molotovs, and the melee in this build isn't particularly important, but our perk deck, Grinder, is. Grinder with DMRs and other slower weapons sounds like a bad combination, but that's one of the key reasons I brought the Molotovs and the Strike. Granted, both the Little Friend and even the Castigo in the original build can grab Grinder stacks effectively, but when I unload the Strike or light a bunch of guys on fire, I'm regenerating my health much faster. So when running this build, start by getting your 2 converts and cuffing or tying up a 3rd guy. Jokers take fire off of us, and with Hostage Taker, we're generating even more health just by having people tied up. The DMR side of the Little Friend can handle distant targets and take out most enemies in a couple hits. The Grenade Launcher can grab polykills with ease, and the Strike is capable of mowing down rooms or dozer plates in seconds. This build, in the hands of my friend, originally saw more use with Overkill, Crime Sprees, and Mayhem, with a sided Death Wish, but both the original build and this modified one can take on Death Wish handily. On one down, both of these builds could work provided you make the necessary changes. Take Rogue for dodge, or Anarchist or Armor for armor builds, sacrifice some stuff for the sake of having Dockbacks and Inspire, stick to cover, and don't act dumb. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant
don't act dumb!
A lot of the footage you're seeing here of this second build doesn't have any game audio, and a lot of that's because of how I recorded it. I ended up screwing that up, and when I went to re-record it with audio, the game crashed, so...
So, there you are. 2 different DMR builds. They're powerful tools for any difficulty, and now, more than ever, can take to a variety of builds. If you own the Butcher's AK Car mod pack, you've got access to 4 more DMRs. This is without even mentioning the Cavity, the M308 itself, or even the Gear. I hope this video gave you some insight as to some different ways to run DMRs in various builds, and until next time, see you around. Hey, normally I'd be plugging my Patreon and whatnot, but I'm actually going to plug Dan's channel. He's the friend that lended me the DMR build for this video. He does a lot of Overwatch plays of the game. Also, if you click onto that channel source code, that's where him and I and a couple of our other friends play a lot of different video games. Check it out. Thanks for watching. See you around.